Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of To Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you, and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine, being buried alive, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of the coffin, so you try to lift the lid, but the enormous weight upon the lid is just too heavy for you to open the lid. You just think you're going to die. You then say to yourself, maybe if I bang on the lid, I'll unsettle that dirt that's upon the lid, and maybe, just maybe, somebody might notice and start digging their way down to help me. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you don't know which way to turn, but you also know you can't do it on your own. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you're abusing drugs and alcohol that maybe, just maybe, you might overdose and take something that was preciously given to you by the Lord Jesus called life? He gave you life. So when you abuse your body with drugs and alcohol, taking that chance of overdosing, you are taking the chance of taking that life away that God gave you. More selfishly, you will take it away from the people that love and care for you most, your children, your grandchildren, your husband, your wife, your mother, your father. With this, I just want to leave you with one last thought. Don't be the person that I'm reading about on these index cards that went to their grave, that waited way too long for help, that could have reached out. I'm giving you the opportunity to reach out now. Because when you admit you have a problem, that's the first step to getting help. And when you admit it and you reach out for help, you find the right help, you come up with a plan to live a life in sobriety, and you surround yourself with the right people, life does get better. But you need to start by reaching out. You can call me at 844-405-HELP, and I will help you take your life back before your life is gone. Other people like Larry Geis from the Geis Academy at 516-458-2741, 516-458-2741. Larry Geis is an addiction recovery coach, a life coach. He, like I, will tell you always, it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what you've been through. What matters most is that you're here today looking for a better today and a brighter tomorrow. Larry Geis can be found at www.odysseyconsultant.org. Larry Geis from the Geis Academy, 516-458-2741. Larry Geis will help you from your depression to better times, from low self-esteem to higher self-esteem, from addiction to recovery, hand in hand, 24 hours at a time. Call him, 516-458-2741. I just want to share 25 incredible quotes that will change the way you think about life. And I ask you, please, to be inspired by these 25 quotes. Life, these are all quote-unquotes. Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely and pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in the cloud of smoke through, used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride." That quote came from Hunter S. Thompson. Every time we choose safety, we reinforce fear. That one is by Sherry Huber. This is by Dr. Zeus. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. This one is by Katie Couric. Be fearless. Have the courage to take risks. Go where there are no guarantees. Get out of your comfort zone, and even if it means being uncomfortable. The road less traveled is sometimes fraught with barricades, bumps, and uncharted terrain. Have the courage to accept what you cannot be perfect at and try to improve it. And if you fail, it's okay. Katie Couric. This quote is by Mae West. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. This one is by Robert Frost. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. This one is by Albert Einstein. There are only 2 ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other as though everything is a miracle. This one is by Dr. Zeus. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are very simple. This one is by George Bernard Shaw. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. This quote is by Buddha. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. This one is by Louise Erdrich. Life will break you. Nobody can protect you from that. The living alone won't either, for the solitude will also break you with its yearning. You have to love. You have to feel. It is the reason that you're here on earth. You are here to risk your heart. You are here to be swallowed up. And when it happens that you are broken or betrayed or left or hurt or death brushes near, let yourself sit at the apple tree and listen to the apples falling around you. And then pick them up, wasting their sweetness. Tell yourself you tasted as many as you could. Louise Erdrich. This one is by Confucius. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. This one is by Audrey Hepburn. The most important thing is to enjoy your life, to be happy. That's all that matters. This one is by Isaac Asimov. The saddest aspect of life right now is that science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom. This one is by Jim Morrison. People are afraid of themselves, of their own reality, their feelings most of all. People talk on how great love is, and that is BS. Love hurts. Feelings are disturbing. People are taught that pain is evil and dangerous. Pain is meant to wake us up. People try to hide their pain, but they're wrong. Pain is something to carry, like a radio. If you feel your strength in the experience of pain, it's how you carry it. That's what matters. Pain is a feeling. Your feeling are a part of you. Your own reality. If you feel ashamed of them, then hide them. You're letting society destroy your reality. You should stand up for what is right and feel how you feel. This one is by Charles Darwin. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. This one is of Soren Kierkegaard. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. This one is by Jose Ortega. Life is a series of collisions with the future. It is not the sum of what we have been, but what we yearn to be. This one is by Jackie Robinson. A life is not important except on impact it has on other people and their lives. This one is by Eric Fromm. Who will tell whether one happy moment of love or a joy of breathing or walking a bright morning and smelling the fresh air is not worth all the suffering and effort that life implies? This one is by John Lennon. There are two basic motivating forces, fear and love. When we are afraid, we pull back from life. When we are in love, we open up all that life has to offer with passion, excitement, and acceptance. We need to learn to love ourselves first, and in our glory and our imperfections. If we cannot love others and ourselves, we cannot fully open up to the ability to continue loving others. Evolution and all its hopes for the better world rest in the fearlessness and open-hearted vision of people who embrace life. This one is by Sidney Harris. When I hear somebody sigh, life is hard, I'm always tempted to ask, compared to what? This one is by Joy Bell. I have come to accept the feeling of knowing where I'm going, and I have trained myself to love it, because it is the only when we are suspended in mid-air with no landing in sight that we force our wings to unravel and alas begin our flight. And as we fly, we still know where we're going. But the miracle is in unfolding wings. You may not know where you're going, but you know as long as you spread your wings, the wings will carry you. This one is by Gordon Hinckley. Life is enjoyed, not endured. The last one is by John Green. There will come a time when all of us are dead. All of us. There will come a time when there are no human beings remaining to remember that anyone ever existed or that our species ever did anything. There will be no one left to remember Aristotle or Cleopatra, let alone everything that we did and built and wrote and thought and discovered, all will be forgotten, and all of this will have been for nothing. Maybe that time is coming soon, and maybe it's coming in 1,000,000 years, but even if we survive the collapse of our sun, we will not survive forever. There was time before organisms experienced consciousness, and there will be a time after. And in the inevitability of human oblivion worries you, I encourage you to ignore it. God knows that's what everyone else does. These were 25 incredible quotes that will change your mind. I hope you were inspired by them, and I hope they meant something to you. And I hope to God that you reach out for help if you need help. If you have drug addiction, alcohol addiction, or even depression or low self-esteem, today is the time to reach out for help. And the only way to reach out for help is to seek someone that can help you. Seek someone that's willing to listen. Seek someone that's willing to lend you a hand. There are people out there that will tell you there isn't any hope, but I'm here to tell you that hope is around the corner. Hope is as far as just reaching out and reaching the right person, and let that person pull you in, throw you a life preserver. Let that person like me help you take your life back. Let that person like Larry Geis from the Geis Academy at 516-458-2741 help you take your life back. I hope to God, no matter where you're watching me, you have the best day of your life. I hope to God that you have a great rest of your life, but I hope and I pray that you have a sober rest of your life. And may God bless each and every one of you. Take care.